not only to the corporate India but to the entire country, because it was least expected, that too from IT industry. And the moment that confession became public, two things happened in the stock market, which I have attempted to reflect in those two diagrams. One is that the share market price plummeted. What was, Satyam shares were quoted, there were days when it was quoted as at 500, 600 also. Then after, 300, 200, that was also there. But after the confession, within 24 hours, the share price came down to 6 rupees per share. And what was normally traded, you can see after the confession, suddenly the panic selling started. So the volume of sales, quantity of sales went up. And what was the sum and substance of the confession? The pattern of the fraud was that fictitious billing was done to customers who were partly existing and partly non-existing customers. But the billing was bogus. Now once you raise the billing to boost up your top line and also the bottom line, you have to show it as having been collected over a period of time. There are at any given point of time, there will be some outstanding debts which are not realizable, but the substantial amount was shown as collected over a period of time. Now once you show that the fictitious amounts have been collected in the books of accounts, and you cannot show that they were collected in cash. They should have come through banking channels, so bank statements were fudged. And having shown it as collected, you should either invest it or expend it. Such a huge amount, it was difficult to show it as having been spent. So it was shown as invested in bank fixed deposits. To corroborate that, false fixed deposit receipts were fabricated. And once you show bogus fixed deposits, you should also show interest income from those deposits, the return of income. The story goes on like this. In fact, when this was going on, I happened to meet the then CBDT chairman in one of the social functions. So he asked me, Manoharan, if we reopen Satyam's case, whether we have to refund the tax, because so much income is fictitious. At that time, I did not answer him because everything was fluid. One cannot be sure of anything. So, but later, to my shock, we came to know that some tax challans also were fictitious. But ultimately, in the bargain, if you try to delete the fictitious income, delete the fictitious tax credits and all, Satyam would not be ending up paying any amount, maybe some refund here and there, or it could be neutralized.